Good morning all. Wearing my mic, so hopefully you can clearly hear me, and I'm going to keep this volume up as well, hopefully, and hopefully Maisie won't inject any kind of volume here. She's lying beside the lead. Oh, for God's sake, looking too interested in the lead actually. Anyway, right, I've set myself up. I always have this idea, it'll take me a second, I might as well just do a video. And then, and then I end up wandering around the house kind of trying to get everything just right and kind of inventing the wheel every time as well, because I don't have a particular spot that I set the camera up in. And so, Jim McIntosh, who's the photographer and does the videos for the online course, is really good at that. So the next time he's over, I'm going to ask him, if you're watching, Jim, I'm going to ask you if you could help me setting up a couple of stations for the camera so I can just slot the iPad in every morning and do a video. Because, the creative energy always comes, but I don't want to be wasting energy on setting things up and the way. And Maisie, you better not start eating this now. We spent £25 the other day on toys for Maisie from the cat and dog home. Come here, say hello, up, come on, up. And just for any of you who are in the, so this is a goose. She's going to play with that now while I'm doing the, right, ready, down, go get it, go on, while I'm doing the painting. Any of you on the online, interested in the online watercolour course, Maisie goes to the daycare during those videos. So these are of a different calibre altogether. Right, I might need to lock her outside the door. Anyway, let's go and see. Right, so beautiful jug from Veronica, flowers from the garden, and a few of them are from the a few of those flowers now are from my friend Deanne, who's actually doing the watercolour workshop online, watercolour course, and she sent me these beautiful flowers after the summer school last week. So I've got these pink ones from Deanne, and the rest of them are in the bedroom. You saw them if you watched the video yesterday. Now, oh yeah, my name is Anya Devine, and when I get around to putting links below, you can find out more about me by having a look at the links below, or you could simply Google my name, and I think whatever workshops I'm doing should come up. The best thing to do really is to request to sign on to my newsletter, because that's, while sporadic, I actually do put everything there, once a month. Actually, my mum just sent me a card with information on the garden in Ireland. I like to put that in as well. She gives me lots of lovely little kind of regular tips about making jam or propagating plants and stuff. All stuff that when I'm a granny I might do as well. Alright, so let's go here. I just thought with all the colour that was there, and I looked at these pens that I have beside my bed, and I thought, you know what? That might be not a bad place to start with this. But then I found some, torn paper and one stick of glue that I found that was left over, and I thought actually I could start with that. Now I'll tell you what, there's something when you kind of commit yourself to doing some sort of creative act, actually you begin to become kind of fluid and start noticing stuff around the place that could work, and let yourself do that, because actually it feels like that's quite an open space to be in, rather than thinking no, hang on, you have to get down to business, you have to, so there is a bit of method in the madness of wandering around and just meandering your way into the showing up kind of thing. Now I also have this set of watercolour paint that I might use as well. So this morning, like under normal circumstances, I like to start the day off with a bit of movement and a bit of meditation. Now neither of those things happened, because I thought if I feel inspired to do this blessed thing, I need to do it. So all of this is set up for my yoga. I like to put a few colourful things together. Now this is a good day. Like there's days when I wake up and I think, jeez, just take the next step. And even maybe like Monday, I just stayed in bed all day long. I was able to kind of make my peace with that, though. There was something about staying in bed that that day I gave myself permission. Maybe I feel I had done enough up until then or something like that. So there were days when, and like, I mean, you should see the kitchen, but I quite like putting colourful things together that inspire me. And so there's cards and things that people have given me years ago actually, and drawings I might have done, and stones from various locations. That stone there is from Loch Lomond. 2 years ago, I went for a swim in January in Loch Lomond and found that stone in the middle of the. It was just so clear and beautiful, freezing like, but clear and lovely. And when I look at that stone now, it gives me the feeling of. I'm just noticing Maisie's friend Dusty is walking along the road. She might end up jumping up. See him there? There's Dusty and Alan. Hi. Okay, so Loch Lomond, fierce still and beautiful, and I thought I want to remember this moment, and I picked up that stone and held it over my head in the sunshine and the snow on the mountains and the clarity of the beautiful landscape all around. And every time I look at that stone, it kind of brings that back to me somewhere in my body. So that's one of the things. And there's various other things there as well. But Veronica gave me that lovely vase actually at the last workshop. Kind of didn't really give it to me, but I took it. I need to check it out with you, Veronica. I know you did kind of offer it to me, and I said, nah, I've got enough things, but I love it. I love it. Okay, so here we go. Where's my glue now? There it is. So I thought a good place to start might be just putting on this old thing here. I thought this looks a little bit like I meant to say as well. I got this tape from Joyce. I've run out of, Maisie ate the masking tape. This tape is a colourful glittery tape, and I'm looking forward to actually using it for a creative purpose, but here it's functional and it's holding on the paper, which I got from Claire. Thank you very much, Claire. I've got a lot of really, really generous friends, in fairness. A lot, who I've met through this lark, really. No. Claire gave me this paper, and she gave me some lovely Daniel Smith watercolours as well. So that's just a torn bit of paper I'm sticking on, as a way of explaining just the beginning of that vase. What'll I do next now? Maybe the green, like in my attempt at being a bit swifter about all of this lark. I just have these. Oh dear God! No! Shh! I have these fairly small brushes. And she can just stay out there now. She might end up knocking and, scraping at the door, but I'm hoping, because I've got my microphone on this morning, having dismayed, yesterday it was desperate, wasn't it? I didn't have any mic. Very, very low. Having my mic on, hopefully you'll be able to hear me more than you can hear Maisie. And she might stay out there now with any luck. Right, so just going to kind of locate things. Really, I want to be swift today, because I do actually need to take Maisie for a walk, God help her, and I have a commission too. So there's that, but this is a lovely way to start the day, to do something that's just playful, fun, and unknown. I'd actually like to stick another bit of paper there so I can get those bits that are extending out the way. I'm sure, I suppose I'm the boss here, aren't I? So why don't I do that? Let's stick on another piece of paper, and it can be a feature of the. You'd be kind of half worried sometimes about adding bits on, but when it's a collage already, I kind of feel I've got permission. Now I don't know if that's going to still be on screen. There it is. There we are, and some more glitter. There's like 6 or 7 different colours of this tape, and thanks Joyce, I love it. Now I was going to just use the brush, wasn't I? And I think that's a sap green I'm using there, some sort of green anyway. There's 2 greens in this palette that look similar to sap green. That's this maybe kind of brighter one. And alright, now what else? Let's see, what's the next kind of big thing there? I think maybe those flowers. Now this is one of the colours that I got from lovely Claire. It's Daniel Smith, and it is called Quinacridine Magenta. And when I put that on the brush now, with the clean brush, hopefully, see how that's great for those bright pink flowers. It's great old colour there. That'll establish those fairly quickly. Now the thing with working quickly in watercolour is you do need to have awareness of where the water is already on the paper, because you don't want to end up with everything. Well, maybe you do, but I don't want everything mixing together here, because the thing that I love most about flowers is they're fresh, bright, colourfulness, and I don't want it to be diluted with the greens. So I'm just going to do my best to work around the wet paint already on there. And I think the other one might be somewhere like there. Now the way that that's torn feels a little bit more liberating to me than having it very perfectly placed. However, I feel it needs to drop down a bit now that I'm expanding out the way a bit more. I want it to be a little bit lower, give a bit more space to those flowers. And the volume of the flowers is such that I wanted it to be lower as well. Now the Montbretia, which I much prefer saying than Crocosmius, which apparently it really is called, is sitting there, and there's something about those kind of dotty things. Actually, yeah, this makes it look more like Montbretia, doesn't it, when there's those seedy things. But to be honest with you, I'm not happy with that colour. And I want to move to the cleaner brush. And I'll try that colour again, but I think I might need to end up with some yellow tips. Now with my eyes half closed, I'm just locating the position of as many as I can without interrupting again the green. It's a bit of a dance, this, to be honest. Would that work there somewhere? Nah, not bother. I could use a Sharpie here, an orange Sharpie that I could maybe use to with my left hand, actually, because I'm kind of liking the lack of control that's here, and so the left hand won't get me involved too deeply in this, but it'll let me get some sort of a line of character for these Montbretia flowers. And again, that orange is a bit orange. I would rather kind of yellow orange. Let's see what this one is like. I'm still working with the left hand. Oh yeah, that's a little bit more like it though. But of course you can hardly see that mark. But I think there's something in the variety of even the thickness of line, having a variety is helpful. A variety of gosh, I keep saying variety. Do you ever watch Miranda? You know, she says the same word again and again, like plunge, because she just thinks it's a good word. Anyway, sorry, look up Miranda if you don't know her, she's cool. What was I going to say there? Variety of line is helpful, variety of colour, variety of tone. Really, I suppose contrast is what I'm wanting to say there, and having lots of different lines and lots of different having different lines and different ways of putting the paint on, actually, or lines on. So that's another thing. But it kind of, I get impatient fairly quickly with pens because they're so small at the top that they don't really get you there very quickly. I don't know, there's a nice purple one. I might use the dominant hand for this because I want to explain those lovely delicate flowers that are behind. Now this purple pen is almost has almost run out. I wish that you could see this a little bit brighter, but you know my life the way it is. I'm lucky to kind of get this carry on done, really, in the way that I am, I suppose. I mean to say, that seems like a bit of a cop-out, but you know, I'm just saying, like, I'll take a photo of it at the end and you can see the more detailed bits. How about that? And also, we're doing a flower painting workshop, myself and Jim, an online flower painting workshop, which will be 3 different camera angles. Woohoo! So we're going to be very professional there. So if you had the capacity to join us in that, just let me know. That'll be starting the start of October, I think, and it runs for 6 weeks. And I'll be doing feedback and stuff, like online feedback, and there's a Facebook group that's closed to only the members of the online workshop, so there would be like maybe 10 people. There's a lovely one we're doing at the moment in watercolour portraits, and everybody's very just lovely, really kind to one another, and just feels like a lovely space to occupy. Right, I feel like I'm marketing now and I don't mean to be doing that. No, I'm going to get some yellow to put it into that orange in order to make a colour. See, I could do it with a clean palette. Orange, And that's quite clean over there. And lemon yellow might get me the tone I'm after for the Crocosmius. There's one that's quite light there because it's right on the window. And there's one here, you see, I think I need more volume in this area here. I need something big and opaque in there. And when I don't have the, I forget what I was going to say entirely there. Honest to God. Okay, so let me see now. More green. There's something quite exciting about letting the brush almost make the mark for you. Just, you know, almost not looking and just like place it down. So I'm surrounding the white flowers there rather than finding a colour to paint white, you know, which is a bit tricky. So I'm just painting the greenery up to meet the white where I can, without making it full blocks of green. I liked that yellowy colour, so I'm going to put some in there where I see the Crocosmius to be. So it's a yellowy orange that I made with lemon yellow and cadmium orange. There we are. And you know, thanks for getting in touch. The people who get in touch on YouTube, I'm always surprised, because I think, who really is going to tolerate listening to the whole shebang? And actually yesterday you couldn't hear a thing, you know. I don't mean who's going to listen. I quite like the idea of working with alongside other people, and possibly that's what the appeal is, you know, that this is a fairly casual thing that you could hopefully do yourselves, you know, at home. And I think it feels nice to know that we're in it together a bit, like that actually is really good for me to be more creative knowing that somebody's out there. Thank you. Alright, so let's see now. I wonder if I'm going to put a handle on that vase, or I'd say I mightn't bother. I think I might stop there. Have I enough in there? It's all a bit nondescript in the middle there, isn't it? Now, do you know, if I had thought of it, well, I did think of it and I thought, oh, you're taking too long. There's these lovely pastels that Claire gave me as well that are in the studio. Failing that, I'm using the pens again to bring a little bit more information in to those flowers. That nice pink. And I might just inject a few. What did I do there? You see, those pinks are fairly dark, really. Yeah, they're definitely not fluorescent pink flowers there in the front. So I might indicate, and with a purplish paint, I can put in, those are Livingston daisies. And actually, funny that my friend Daisy gave me this amazing pot of flowers a few months ago. And I mean, there's surprises every day. And look, I'm cutting, like the Livingston daisies and those white flowers came from Daisy's pot of flowers at the front door. And it's effulgent, like there's flowers everywhere. There's sweet peas now coming up out of it. So I'm hopefully going to be able to paint those next week. So that's the Livingston daisy. And it's in the shadows there, so aren't I very lucky, really? People are very kind. And those are the kind of things that on a daily basis lift your heart. Lift your heart. And I suppose really and truly, isn't that mostly what keeps our lives rich? Those heart-opening moments, heart-lifting, I don't know. One of the heart-lifting and maybe heart-stopping moments I had yesterday was going in for a swim at 9 o'clock in the morning. My friend John and myself had decided we were going to start the day in that invigorating kind of attitude. But I mean, it was invigorating, my God. But we decided next time we would do that we would light a fire first on the bank, and then we'd have the comfort of that when we came out. Because really, like, I mean, actually, to be honest, you're fine for the first minute or so after getting out, but after that, then you just shiver. You can't even talk. Like, that's my experience. Okay, I'm going into this too. I'm starting to become a bit involved. I think the only thing I wanted to do there was maybe just. Oh my God! I didn't think that would happen. I wanted to inject a nice bright bit of yellow, and I've no tissue or anything now to print that off. Have I? Oh, maybe there's some here. I was wondering where. Well, this isn't exactly tissue, but it'll do something anyway. I was wondering where my bags of materials were gone, and sure, they're under the guitar there. Right, how's that? I think I'm going to stop there, guys. I'm going to stop there. It's like it wants to get off the paper, and I can understand that feeling, you know, sometimes wanting to get off. But it's got loads of life in it, hasn't it? These flowers are a great subject for injecting life into your work, and so I'd recommend that you know, just play for a wee while. It makes the day, it gives the day a different flavour, I think, starting with something a bit spontaneously creative. Anyway, lots of love, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow with any luck, if this whole show stays on the road. All the best.